Let's take a look. Let's check this house out. Some copper ingot. No, I didn't see
count on
him.
me.
This young, round-backed individual is writing something on a wax tablet. He slowly raises his eyes and licks his lips before counting. Greetings, stranger. Name is Dianus, apprentice of Father Hackus, the whitey lord of the village. May I be of assistance? Take a peek at his tablet. What are you writing? Oh, this? I'm just taking inventory. Nothing special. Father Hackus prefers the temple's holdings to be thoroughly organized. He shows you the beeswax smeared wooden tablet, coloring in barely legible symbols. The script is extremely tiny, probably to save on tablets. Let's take this one. Need any help? I'm great at numbers and reckoning. Success. From the way you speak, I'll guess you could finish the task before I could even return with a mug of ale to reward you. Nevertheless, I must respectfully decline. This job is part of my education, and I don't mind it really. Thanks for a bit. You seem to be a learned man, which is rarely outside the clergy. If you don't mind me saying, I was blessed with a fine education. Oh, you must come from a wealthy family then. My congratulations, my lord. How does doing inventory teach you to be a widow lot? Any wait a lot, where his salt is required to write a lot, as well as keep a strict tally of what the temple has and what, if anything, is lacking. People need us to lead by example, being tidy, unkept, disorganized. These are the qualities of a second-rate priest, and who needs that? Let's read the tablet. While most of the script is illegible, you manage to suss out a few lines, and it's nothing too exciting. Mostly tallies of grain, bushels, dried fish, and other village goods. This place must be the temple's tilled storehouse. Not well, looks very thorough. I try to be diligent in my duties. So how is your work treating you? Strux. Someone has to do it. Besides, it's let me practice my shorthand writing. Got it all right enough about that. Yeah, I'm listening. Can I ask you a few questions? Personality. I suppose I have some time to kill. What do you usually do around here? This and that. Whenever there's a floor to sweep or a hymn to sing, doing a gathering, I'm here. Book of Saints needs rebinding, call me. And if God forbid there's a shortage of sacred herbs for the dragon fire, I'm especially there, and by there I mean the vegetable garden, where Agne usually toils. What are your hot takes on the village? in a modest hamlet full of modest, hard-working people. I'll miss it when I eventually rise in rank and get my own parish. Here's hoping that my own post will be as lovely. Have you heard anything interesting lately? One odd rumor claims you can meet a doppelganger in the nearby woods, someone or something that looks exactly like a friend or family member. It will ask you to follow, but if you do, you will never return. I have never met such a creature, nor has anyone currently living in the village, but how amazing and slightly disturbing is that concept. To be just like everyone else in the outside, but a completely different thing, alien to mankind on the inside. I see. Well, I think it's time for me to go. May the dragonfire light the path, but never burn the tea.
Let's do it.
Okay, okay. I don't think we can steal anything from here without being seen.
The road is calling.
Fish and some salt. Can we steal from here? I don't think
Let's
so.
see what's out there.
I don't think we have any lockpicks. No. No. I don't think we can do it without. Oh, she's moving. She's on the move.
No problem.
Let's take these tablets. Or books, or what they are.
It's locked.
Yeah.
Let's see what's out there.
Let's see what we got. Just some books. I'm not gonna read all that. That is too much. But we did get some experience from reading them. This woman doesn't talk kindly to you. Take kindly to you wandering about her homestead. It's my husband's goods, and dragons who welcome strangers prowling around their house. I'm not so tolerant. Those are some impious words for a widow lord's wife, no? I'll have you know I'm very pious. I've got every holy name, date, and prayer locked up right here in the points at her temple. It's just that I've got a wee bit of temper, and even the gods catch a piece of it sometimes, especially when what? Go on, my good woman. You can share with me success. When I think about them too much, I guess sigh. After my husband's sermons, especially, these are things that makes me question it all. And those questions aren't something you'll ask. Wait a lot, especially if he's your husband. To explain, gets a grip, mostly because they're stupid. Alright, that's enough talking. Off you go. It's your lucky day, because I'm a master of theology, and I believe there's no such thing as stupid questions. Success. You're a theologian, then you must know that all of the lesser gods are basically, well, like us. Oh sure, they are wise and powerful, but I know the secret stories. They love and fight, laugh and cry. They even look like us mortals, or we look like them. Makes eye contact. You still following? Not. It makes sense. The gods being human-like. Why did they make us like they did? Because we were created in their image. Why do they help us? Because we share their passions, values and vices. Pauses. But then there is the dragon. I mean, no disrespect, I love him and worship him, and I share my life with his servant. It's just that sometimes seems like she's really struggling with her next word. What I'm about to say is, it makes no sense that the gods are ruled by a dragon who lacks any ties to humans in either form or mind. Let's take that one. Yes, exactly. Why is it our fate centered around this creature? Why a dragon is the most powerful god? If the most powerful god is a dragon, why aren't we made in his image? I simply can't understand it. You needn't blame yourself. In fact, those are very common questions. Do your best to explain this conundrum. Success. You explain that the dragon is the maker of all things, including the other gods. He doesn't look like his creations because he was neither created nor is his multi-dimensional shape something which may be replicated. You continue that the gods don't actually look like people or like the idols and icons made in their honor. The gods are in fact mere aspects of the dragon, which he shaped into a human form so he is not to drive our ancestors mad. And then the time came, the dragon revealed himself to the final prophet in all his glory and virility. It was a god. She listened rapidly to your impromptu sermon, and then you have finished. A smile of pure relief blossoms on her merry face. No one has ever explained it like that before. It all makes sense now. I'm not a bad person. I was merely ignorant to the truth, but not anymore. Happy to help, ma'am. It's always a pleasure to speak about him. Yes, well, was there anything else you wanted? Because if not, I still have work to do. I wanted to ask more questions. Struck, ask away. Tell me about yourself. You may call me Osme. Osme of Burlywine, Meadow, minor nobility. Smiles. We moved to Nova Draconia after my husband was assigned to this parish. And, well, here we have lived ever since. What can you tell me about this village? It's a good enough place to live, long as you don't mind the smell. It can't compete with our former home, a big city back on the mainland. If you ask my daughter, at least, but it's adequate. What are the local rumors? I've heard that the barbarian hags, no way I can pronounce their word for it, no magic. Not the kind that works over time, like rites and prayers, sacred to the gods, but actual words of power. Those can strike you dead just to hear them. Makes you wonder why our village herbalist never uses any of those fancy power words. I mean, she is a hag. and a barbarian spawn, and a right proper fox daughter to boot. I see, let's talk about something different. She waits on your next words. Alright, I need to go. Farewell.
You can count on me. Let's do it.
Let's see here.
Time for exploration.
Let's take a talk. A comely young woman greets you with a welcoming smile. Oh, a fresh face, such a rare occasion in our out-of-the-way bit of nowhere, and not just any face. By the looks of you, I'll say you are knight errant or some exotic oversea order like the Tritons. You wound me, my lady. I am a warrior of noble blood, not some lackey endorsed, intruded to an order. Success. Oh, forgive me, my lord. Drops in a courtesy. You are even more interesting than I hoped. A real noble knight, traveling from faraway lands. But where are my manners? I'm Agne, daughter of Hercus, the village. Wait a lot. Know that our home, humble though it may be, is always open to you, even if you are simply looking for a chat. I will happily oblige. Sounds like you are not very fond of this place. Why is that? Don't you see how dull this village is? Spreads her arms wide. A fishing hamlet in a forgotten corner of a barely colonized region of the dragon-forsaken land. I see what you mean. You do? I was afraid you would reply that this village looks quaint or some such empty platitude. It might seem like that for someone who's tired of the big city and excitement. But soon enough, escape will be the only thing in your mind. Trust me. I take it you have had a taste of a different life? Before my father was sent here to replace the previous wait a lot, we lived in Marbleheim, a large city in the mainland. I can still remember its paved street and Jasper's spears. Every dragon day, sacred fires were lit in the giant braziers, and they would burn with all manners of colors till morning. Here we burn cow dung for entertainment. Sighs. After living like that, how can I not dream of escape? So you're planning to escape this place? I'm not so reckless. There shall be no escape for me except through marriage. Here's hoping father will arrange a good match. So where would you go? Swordhaven sounds like a bustling kind of place. But should my future husband be employed as a widower like my father, I'll convince him to seek a parish in a more civilized part of the world, preferably the Empire proper. Sigh, a girl can dream. I've heard enough. Let's have it at that. Yes, let us. Can I ask you some more questions? A question would be much more fun. Like a gay little game. I'm dying to know more about doings on outside the village. Her smile widens. You go first. What do you do for a living? I work in the garden, clean and cook around the house, and pray to the dragon for an improvement if in my fortunes. But what about you? And I don't mean your craft. Do you have a goal of some kind, a big quest you are engaged in, either by whim or on orders? Let's try and invent something. Success. You travel the land, sampling all the pies of the known world, as you swore to do on your father's deathbed, all in hopes of earning the prestigious title of pastry master. Remarkable. I truly hope you succeed, sir. Oh, dare say, pastry master. Master. What can you disclose about this village? I already mentioned that it was extremely dull, didn't I? In that case, I don't have anything new to add. I'm sure it was dull back when the barbarians lived here, and the tradition has held true all through the years. My return question is that, what of the Empire can you tell me a tale from the mainland? Try to recall something interesting. Success. Did the emphasis of your mind produce an interesting anecdote? A miracle was recently recorded in one of the principalities. So after the high Wedelot of Blade Pass died, the statue of Prophet Noah's cried bloody tears for 12 days, and there were several witnesses, including blind folk. This truly a world of wonder that the dragon forged for us with his blazing breath. Have you heard any rumors that will be worth my time? Some of the folk in the village have pretty colorful past. Take our old copper Sopan. He fought in an actual war, and spot the scars to prove it. What I would like to know is what people gossip about in the mainland. They must carry on about upcoming festivals or great Gaelic Olifants parades. Could it be even be that they finally invented a way for man to fly? There's been talk about everything you mentioned, especially the amazing flying machine sketched by Ludidan Givino, the famous inventor. Okay. Oh, flutters her lashes in delight. It is just as I've heard, what marvels there are just beyond my grasp. People flying in the air, I can only imagine. Yep, well, change the subject. Oh, as you wish. Agnes, I'm here to tell you about a certain secret admirer of yours. Oh, rolls her eyes and exhalts heavily. Waste not your breath, I know exactly who you mean. That brutally dull peasant boy currently manning the village gate, correct? I don't know, you tell me, why don't you? Uh, I'm sure this is all about him. Dragon above, I can't believe he still clings to his childish infatuations. Why are you so quick to dismiss him? Success. Problem number one, he's too much of a dumpkin, not to mention immature. Secondly, he is a landed peasant. Freeman or not, he will never escape this village I so despise. Though my fate is in my parents' hands, I dream, if my desire counts for anything, of a much less oafish companion. Someone like, I don't know, attention. For a fleeting moment you catch a woman ogling you and biting her lower lip. Let's try this one. Someone who's exciting, charming, and worldly, yes? Wink. Success, perhaps, my lord, but... Shh. But... But nothing. Let's surrender to our carnal desires and varnish this overwhelming boredom, if only for a brief moment. Success. Oh my, but this is so wrong. I must save myself for my future husband, and we both know someone like you isn't about to wed a mere village maid. Enough waving. You want it. I want it. Just hike up your skirt and let's do it already. Well, I suppose we could discuss marriage after the deed is done. I'm on with after all. Perhaps, but we could at least save ourselves from the dullness of this place. Agne, I must confess that I love you. Please be my wife. For nary a reason at all. Let's take this one. This is a folly. I read people well, and charming though you may be, I'm not about to marry someone who calls the road their mistress. It could have been a fun, weird distraction, but now, oh, now things are just awkward. Please, let's forget this conversation ever happened. Can I ask you some other questions then? I still have a lot of work to do, so if you don't mind, or whatever, see you around. Smile awkwardly and returns to her chores.
The road is calling.
Whatever. We already talked to him. Let's talk to this guy. The hoary old fellow, surrounded by woodworking tools, raises an eyebrow in your direction. Watch it around the valuables, lad. There's a reason folks still call me Soren the soldier. You do well to be on your best behavior. What valuables are you talking about? Success. You're kidding me, right? Can't you see the craftsmanship that goes into every single one of those barrels? What makes your barrels so special? It delivers a strong kick to one of the casks, but leaves no mark, not even a scuff. That you appear to be proud of your craft, as any man with his soul should be. How long have you been a copper? I don't have enough fingers to count the years. What makes your barrel so special? It delivers a strong kick to one of the casks, but leaves no mark, not even a scuff. That. Well, I've seen enough about barrel making. Did you want anything else? How much do you ask for your wares, old man? I could give you a roundlet for 36 dinars. Interested? Not really. I've heard you met a fair few monsters back in your day. Who fed you that carnage? That's not the case, pardon me for wasting your time then. Well, I never saw a monster, but I did see the aftermath of an attack. Go on. Twat me's second year as a pikeman in His Holiness Infantry. Summer it was hot and humid as Velen's armpit. We pitched camp in the lowlands, whilst our brothers in arms made their home at the nearby cliffs. She was briefly. That's when it all started. Listen in silence. Makes a holy sign. Every couple of nights, one or two of the centuries disappeared. No blood, no signs of struggle, nothing. Keep listening. Eventually, one fellow survived the night's attack, crawled out of the thicket with the first morning light, bruised and battered, bitten all over. Said he was snatched by it, a beast, a demon, I don't know, said it had a den in the local caves, from whence the soldiers lured with their campfires and songs. How did he describe it? He described a lot of things before he died in my arms. Teeth sharp as sabers, black wings, the size of ship's sails, glowing eyes. Told me if it had horns, then said it didn't, called it willowy and stocky, hairy and naked. You get the picture? Yeah, me neither. How did he escape? I haven't got the foggiest idea, lad. What makes him think the soldiers disturbed it? That's a weird one. See, afore he crooked, the fella said the things spoke to him, not with words but thoughts. Was it real, or was it something he conjured up in his noggin? We'll probably never know. It could have been anything. Struck. That's the whole story. Dragon knows how many years have passed since then. Turns his mind's eye to something else. I wonder what happens to me comrades in arms, the ones who survived. Perhaps I could slay the mystical beast if it's actually real. Did you say something? I said, can you point me to where this happened? Oh, it was so long ago, I didn't exactly remember where. I have a map with me. Let's see if we can figure out the approximate location. Success. The two of you spent half an hour hunched over the map until the old man is positive he found the place. There it is, near the coast and to the north of here. I'll tell you, be careful, not cause of the monsters, but cause of all the bandits and beasts roaming the land. And for God's sake, lad, find yourself some loyal friends. If the beast still lives, you're gonna need all the help you can get. Is this creature well known in Nova Draconia? Yeah, it's something of a local legend, good for spooking the youngings. The Snatcher is what everyone calls it. Can I expect a reward for slaying the Snatcher? Don't know if it's real, if it's still alive or didn't migrate somewhere else. I suppose someone paid for the beast head. Got it, I have other topics I wanted to discuss. Can I ask you some questions? What wars have you fought in? The last big one in Nova Draconia. That whole barbarian full up blasted waste lost me family cause of it. Passion. I don't mean to pry, but what happened to your family, my good fellow? Success. They ain't dead if that's what you're thinking. See, my wife was a real beauty, so that a measly old merchant used to salivate over her day and night. Replied with one raised brow. Sighing. After rumors of a few of our defeats began to spread, that rotten meddler convinced her poor wench of being slain on the battlefield. He pushes her to escape a widow's fate by marrying him, Seka said. When I finally came back, they were already living together, and my son was calling the conniving wench Papa. What did you do? What did you say? I did nothing, said nothing, just left. Some fellow returned from the war as fierce as wolf, but his shoulders slumped. I was just tired. Besides, bloodshed wouldn't have solved anything. Say nothing, for you have nothing to say. And at that point, it's all yesterday's news anyway. Do you need any help dealing with the treacherous merchants? My dying codpiece. No, it was years ago, lad. I don't even remember where my home village is. Besides, that bastard was already old when I still had all me hair. The worst anyone can do now is piss on his grave. How did you end up a soldier? The part and parcel of being a free man, of duty bound to take up arms and join a fray if our Lord calls upon us. Heard any good rumors lately? A story about an old belt that might be magical or something, but witchery and such things is not really my mark of ale. Better ask the woman folk around the village. I see, let's move on to something else. Can I ask you some questions? Although I have to go. Goodbye. Good luck, lad. You're gonna need it. I think that's all for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching and stay awesome.